and act big. And tonight, we'd like to practice talking big with a speech titled, appropriately titled, The Universe in the Room. Please help me welcome Subsoontorn.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Have you ever looked up to the sea of twinkle little star out there and wonder how big the universe is? My dear fellow Toastmaster and welcome guests, today please join me in 6 minutes to a great journey to explore the size of the universe. Within this limited amount of time, we can only visit a few different places. But believe me, the way of you to looking at the star is going to be different after this speech. Let's start with something really close. The Earth, the Moon, and the Sun. Because the universe is so big, we need to scale things down a little bit. So let's say our Earth is about this size. 1 millimeter across. That's the Earth. The Moon is about 1/4 of that size. You can't even see it from here. It rotates around the Earth at a distance about 25 times larger than the diameters of the Earth. So if this is 1 millimeter, the Moon is about here, 2.5 centimeters away. You can't even see it from over there. The Sun, another big thing right now. The Sun is 100 times larger than the size of the Earth. If the Earth is 1 millimeter, the Sun is a ball of about centimeters across, about the size of my fist. Interestingly enough, the size of the Sun and the distance of the Sun is actually related. The distance between the Sun and the Earth is about 100 times larger than the size of the Sun itself. If the Earth is over here, the Sun is way beyond there, about the size of my fist, further beyond where they would coexist, beyond the size of beyond the border of this room. These have two implications, very interesting. One, you should be amazed by the range that the force and the energy interact with each other in the universe. The object of this scale and that distance have so much influence on the Earth. The Sun is basically power almost any activity that's going on the Earth, the circulation of the air, the circulation of the water, and almost essentially any activities of living things on the Earth. The second thing is that right now we only cover a fraction of the solar system when we scale the Earth to this size. To see things even further, we need to scale things down a little bit further. By the way, the distance between the Sun and the Earth, sometimes we call AU, or astronomical unit. Let's scale this thing down a little bit. The Sun, the Earth, the Moon collapse to this 1 millimeter point. How far we can get? The actual size of the solar system, far beyond any planets. There was a cloud, ice, meteorite shower, all those kind of stuff, beyond the furthest distance of the planet. Those cover at a distance about 1 light year. How big is 1 light year? It's the distance that the light can travel in 1 year. But if you compare to the distance, 1 AU is about 60,000 times larger than this. The Sun, the Earth, and the Moon at these dots. And 1 light year is about 60,000 times larger. It's 60 meters. Think about the distance between this dot and the Memorial Auditorium. That's how big the solar system is if we collapse the Sun, the Earth, and the Moon into these dots. Again, be amazed by the power of the gravity, by the range of the distance that the force in the universe can act upon each other. All those objects that are far apart still act under the gravity of the Sun. Look a little bit further. Now we only cover the solar system. What about collapsing all these things together into a small dot again? 1 light year into 1 millimeter. All the clouds, all the planets, back to these dots. Now we start to see things that far beyond the solar system. All of you probably know that we are in a galaxy. The Milky Way is a galaxy of a spiral shape, like this. All right, our solar system itself is about halfway between the center and the edge of the galaxy. Halfway here. The distance between here and here is 26,000 light years. How big is that? The whole solar system is here, 1 light year across. The distance between the center of the galaxy and our solar system in this tiny, tiny dot, 26 meters away. Here, about halfway to the Memorial Auditorium. That's how big our galaxy is compared to the size of our solar system. The last question. Well, how big is the universe? The universe that we know so far, the observable size of the universe, is about 10 to 100,000. 10 to thousands billion light year across. How big is that? Well, 1 light year probably not a good scale here. Cross that and say our galaxy is 1 million meters across. The size of the universe itself compared to this dot. Can you guess how big it is? Have you been to Stanford shopping mall? The distance from here to Stanford shopping mall, that's the size of the universe compared to the size of our galaxy. All the stars that you have seen so far, all our history, everything you have known so far, it's in here, in this dot, compared to the size of the universe. That's the intuition that I want to give you about the size of the universe. And see, even when we scale things down at this scale, we can't even fit the whole universe into this room. There are 2 things I want to leave you at the end of this talk. 1, the universe is big. 2, the more important thing is that along the process that try to develop this presentation to elicit this speech, there was something that came up. There was something that enlightened me. When you talk about something that far beyond the scope of your eyes, your ears, things that you see in everyday life, you should compare the thing that you see. Scale it down, get the feeling of it more than the knowledge of it. I can give you the information by the list of a number. The size of the universe is 9.3 times 10 to the 6, to the 10 to the 7 right here. You can count how many zeros it is. That's a fact. But you're not going to get the feeling of it. The way that you get the feeling of something, the beauty of the nature, the vastness of the universe, is by seeing, through the feeling, by scaling down to things that you see, scaling down to things you know, and then appreciate the beauty of the nature. Next time you look at the star, appreciate how big the universe is. Thank you very much.